Let me ask you a question. If I came up to you on the street and asked you, do you want to live to be 100 years old? How would you answer that question? This is George Bentley. I'm a longevity strategist, and I've been asking that question to thousands of people for over 20 years. And most people are going to fall into one of three categories. Either you're going to say, heck yeah, are you kidding me? I want to live as long as I possibly can. Or there's another group that says, no way, buddy, I do not want to live that long. In fact, I'm 71 years old, and I was married to a woman who said she didn't want to live to be past 70. So imagine, that means she would want me to be dead. And then there's a whole other group that it's like, you know what? I've never even thought about this. I've never even thought about it. And here's what I'm challenging you to think about. What age do you want to die at? How old do you want to be when you die? It is something to think about. And let me tell you, the way you answer that question, in most cases, is based on some form of prejudice. And what I mean by prejudice is we tend to prejudge what the quality of our life is going to be at this number, at this age. And I'm here to tell you, you could say age is only a number, but the fact of the matter is, it really riles me. I see all this anti-aging stuff, right? How can you be against aging? Aging is a fact of life. Every day I get to be a day older. Every time I ride this rock around the sun, guess what? I'm a year older. But the term age is not the same as youthfulness and vitality. I'm encouraging you to discover how to grow young to an old age. And I'm telling you that the technology and the information is now here and available to us, as well as there's new technology and information coming down the pipeline that's going to be hugely life-altering. Our life expectancy has more than doubled in the last 100 years, and it's going to extend exponentially as we age further. So now is the time, no matter what your age, what your health condition is, now is the time for you to become proactive and start getting involved in what I call pro-aging. And I know this works because of my parents. My mom, 83 years old, living in the home she was born in, fell in the bathtub, hurt herself. Avoidable injury. She was healthy as a horse. That injury put her on a downward spiral medically, and we lost her in a nursing home a year later. And it wasn't the broken hip that caused her to die. It was the iatrogenic illnesses, meaning illnesses and injuries that occurred due to health care, adverse drug reactions, infections. These iatrogenic conditions are the number one cause of death in the United States when you count them all up, according to the AMA. So we lost my mom. My dad, on the other hand, was not healthy. And when my mom died in a nursing home, he said, George, I want you to help me figure out how to never go into a nursing home. And I'm like, Dad, I got it. I'm with you. So by helping my father over 20 years, I discovered that there are simple secrets, things that we can do. It does not have to be complicated. My dad was in his 90s. He made it to 102. And listen to this, okay? I was able to help coach my dad and guide him through the process. So when he died at 102, he was independent. He was in his own home, in his own bed. He lived independently. We didn't have caregiving, nothing. He took care of himself. He died with my sister and I and his two oldest grandkids next to him in his bed. And believe it or not, my father's very last words were literally, I'm happy. He gave the thumbs up and he was gone. And that struck me. And I said, you know what? That's what I want. And that's what I want for as many other people as I can possibly help. Okay, so I realize now that our aging norm is backwards, all right? You get your education when you're young, you get married, you have babies, you work really hard, and then somewhere around 65 or so you retire. That no longer works. There are way too many baby boomers on this planet, and we know how many 18-year-olds there are, right? So we know there's not going to be a workforce capable of supporting us as we move into older age. We have to do it. We baby boomers need to take control. I call it a revolution in evolution. We need to take charge of our aging process. We need to be pro-aging, not anti-aging. And I've discovered these 5 secrets, and in as little as 30 minutes, I can help somebody put together a roadmap, a guide for the rest of your life. I mean, think about it. You spend more time planning a vacation than the rest of your life. Well, how about 30 minutes? It only takes 30 minutes. And keep in mind, that I rely on the expertise of those that are on the cutting edge of this information and technology. There's huge things and technologies and information coming down the pipeline that we can take advantage of, and that's part of my message to you. All right, so Thrive Now, how to grow young to an old age really is the message, and I can help you do that one day at a time. Very simple, uncomplicated. You can do it. All right, so reach out to me, but let's get started. Let's get you on your roadmap to vitality and health to 100, 110, 120, who knows. Thank you.